Hey guys, and welcome to Quality Shot. I'm really excited to be joined by the new British champion, Maxi Hughes. How you doing, mate?
Very well. Still like hearing that. The British champion.
Exactly. I can imagine that you it never gets old. And to be honest, you said after in your interview, and I have to mention it, and it's right to be fair. You said that Floyd Mayweather doesn't have a Lonsdale belt, but you do. So
Yeah,
that's saying something, isn't it?
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
How you been anyway? You been all good?
Yeah, all good. I had a little bit longer out the gym. I think I had a good 2 week out at gym and a rest, but back into it now and ready and waiting for another day.
Mm. So before we get into what's going to happen going forward, I just want to cast your mind back to the night as well. Obviously, it was on a pretty well, it was a pretty big show, MTK Global show, with you facing Paul Hyland Jr. And I think at the time, a lot of people saw it as a 50-50 fight, I would say, going into it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And to be honest, though, watching it as well, I was watching it live and I just thought you just looked very comfortable and quite dominant in there, to be fair. And I remember hearing after you said that you were targeting the body and you just looked very sharp, I thought, in there. And eventually you got the stoppage in the eighth round, which was a bit of a bizarre one, wasn't it? Because the referee kind of told you can carry on, and Paul Hyland Jr. turned his back, and you were just like, well, okay, go on then. And I kind of took him out after he'd been wobbled and got up. So yeah, I mean, what were your first thoughts? I guess when the ref stops the fight, you looked elated to say the least. Tell me a little bit about the emotions going through you and the feelings that you had as soon as you knew you were British champion.
It were it's strange really, but yeah, just at first obviously he looked like he went down, then he didn't go down. He turned his back for like the first couple of seconds. I thought, oh no, I'm gonna get disqualified, or they're gonna make it a no contest, or something like that. They're gonna take it away from me, or whatever. But that's why I double checked with the referee. I double checked with him twice to say, you did tell me to box on. I'm not. I'm not going to get done, am I? No, no, you did. You did what you were told. You did right. Everything's fine. You've won. So yeah, it's definitely nice. It's a nice feeling when the fight gets stopped, and you know you've won. You don't have that worry when the scorecards are being read out. What's going to be read out, and if you're going to win or not. Um, so yeah, that one nice. But yeah, it was just a lifelong dream achieved. So it was really emotional and just a brilliant feeling. It's so to explain how it is. I still feel the same every time I look at belt and I can be at work and I say I'm British champion. I have got that Lonsdale belt at home and it's mine. I am the owner of it.
Hmm. It's funny because I guess it's a little bit. It sounds like you're still on cloud nine a little bit with the feeling of winning the belt as well, which is amazing. And I saw pictures of you like sleeping with the belt as well, and you're
Yeah.
clearly really happy about it, and rightly so because, as you said, it's a lifelong dream come true, and it's yeah, it's amazing to see. And I guess the feeling afterwards. How did you celebrate? How did you celebrate winning? What did you do?
Well, firstly, when we trained as Sean and Wayne, because we didn't stay over in the hotel on fight night because we're only an hour away. We drove home, but we went round corner in Bolton and we found a kebab house. So we had just had I had a lamb shish kebab, and it was lovely. So
Nice,
all of that, and then my mum had looked after my daughter the day after. So me and my wife we had a day to ourselves. We drove over to coast over to Whitby, and we're just enjoying us and had a walk on beach. Weather were nice as well, which always makes it better. So yeah, that's what I did. Yeah, just went onto the beach and went to the coast for a day.
Nice. Yeah, you said you had a
Quite
lamb
low,
sheesh.
low key in terms of celebrations, like, but
Yeah.
that's what I was happy to do.
Sometimes the low key ones are the best, though. To be fair, isn't it? I guess.
Yeah,
And you probably live out of trouble as well, which is probably a good thing. You never know. You're
mm,
so happy. Anything can happen. So it's good.
yeah,
But you said you had a lamb sheesh, which is interesting. I'm more of a lamb kofta guy myself, but yeah, the
yeah,
lamb sheesh, lamb kofta, it's all good. It's the local kebab shop as a classic, though, isn't it? It's so funny because a lot of the boxers I talk to, they say that the worst thing about training, they love training, but it's the dieting. Like they just miss certain types
yeah,
of food, which is quite funny. But it's nice that you got a bit of time as well with your wife after
yeah, yeah,
to chill out on the coast, etc. And I'm sure it would have been really nice. So going forward, so I remember we talked before, and you said to me that you know for you, ideally, if you can get in a position where you can, not have to work and you can box full time, that would be ideal. You've won the British title now. Are you in a position to take it on full time and focus on just that, or do you think you still need a fight or two more to kind of really consolidate that you can do it?
yeah. I think what the next step, I think what I'll be able to do is a few people I know have come forward to say that they'll be able to help me out with sponsorship. So I think I'll at least be able to maybe have 6 weeks or something, off work before the fight, so I can fully focus on training and resting. So I think that's what I can do. But yeah, in terms of going full time boxing, like not working at all, probably. Well, I would like to do that and not have to work, like. But yeah, probably a couple more fights. Um, so I've got a bit more of a cushion financially. But yeah, I'd like to do that. It'd be nice not to work. Yeah, but I think going forward now, yeah, I should be able to get a couple of weeks off work to fully focus and concentrate on boxing.
Nice. Well, that's good to hear. At least you'll have hopefully some more sponsors coming forward, and yeah, it's at least you would have that 6 weeks before, which is fantastic. And then
Yeah,
I guess going forward, as you said, long term, if you can do it, have a bit of time off. Well, you don't have work in the back of your mind as well. Then it might be quite nice to have it full time. What's the ambitions going forward then? I guess in the next fight or two, and I think we spoke before, and you said you'd like to be out 3 times. I think this year, and obviously you've now had this really impressive win. Going forward now, what are you looking to do? I remember you said to me the WBC rankings, you want to kind of be in the top 15 by the end of the year. Is that still the aspiration?
yeah. Well, I am. I think I'm number 15 with the WBC. So yeah, I'd like to maintain that ranking. Um, I think I would be happy to vacate the British. Now that I've won it, I'm not too precious about defending it 3 times and keeping it outright. It's not like I need the experience at British level going forward. So I'll be happy to vacate as long as I'm going moving forward to a bigger, better fight sort of thing, for another belt or a bigger step up. Um, so yeah, I would do that. Nothing's come about yet, and nothing. I've not been told anything yet. Been mentioned possibly July. Be back out boxing in July, so I'll just wait to hear some. Idea. It'd be nice to get plenty of notice, much longer than 4 weeks notice. Well, yeah, we'll just have to see where we go and just keep progressing. I think a fight that I would like. He boxed on Friday. Is that Francisco Patera? He was. He's just vacated European title, and I believe he was supposed to box for the WBC silver on Friday, but I don't know why. He's just ended up having an 8 rounder. Excuse
Okay.
me. But, yeah, I don't know whether they're going to reschedule him for that or what he's
Mm.
going to do. But if he's been penciled in for it before and it's fell off, I'm sure he'll be looking to get back in a
Mm.
position to fight for that. But that's a fight I'd like. Believe I'll be able to beat him.
Okay.
And if we can get it online for that WBC silver, that'll be good. I'll be very interested in that.
Yeah, another belt on the cabinet, and he's a really good. That would be a really good fight because a lot of British fans will know him because he beat Lewis Ritson, didn't he, in a
Yeah,
fight that
beat
Lewis
Richard.
Ritson that
He beat
Ritson fought.
he beat Paul Hyland Jr.
Yeah, so I think
Stopped him. Yeah.
exactly, yeah. And the Lewis Ritson fight, I remember there was a lot of kind of hype around Lewis Ritson, rightly so, because obviously he has a big following as well from Newcastle, and I think Matchroom were kind of building him up, and he took that step up. And Patera is a very good fighter, I think, especially at the
Yeah.
European level. And I guess that's a really good fight for you because you're looking to now work your way up the WBC rankings and get as close to getting a world title shot as possible and getting
Yeah.
that. So that would be a really, really good fight. And he's definitely, I think, a good fight for you for sure. And it'll be really exciting, I think, as well. I think the stars would gel for sure.
Yeah.
Apart from him, then I guess going forward, you said around July you're looking to. So you're looking kind of at July and then back end of the year. Are you still looking to get out 3 times?
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. I'd still like more. I'd still like another 3 times from now, so 4 times in total. But I don't think that'll be quite possible. But yeah, if I do fight in July, there's definitely plenty of room to box back end of the year. So yeah, I think as long as everything goes all right, should definitely be able to box 3 times this year.
Nice. No, that'll be really good. Look forward to seeing you out as well. And I guess more importantly, away from boxing, and we'll come back to a couple of predictions that I'll kind of ask you about. But before we get on to that, what have you been up to in your downtime? What important things have you been doing? Before we talked about your daughter was watching, I think it was it Lion King? No, it wasn't. It was Jungle Book, wasn't it?
Yeah,
The
Jungle Book.
remastered
Yeah,
Jungle Book. Yes, and you
yeah.
said to me all the words.
That phase is now over, and at the minute it's Wreck It Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph. Okay,
Yeah, which is
nice.
quite good. I quite like it.
Yeah, it's pretty good to be
Do
fair.
like it. Yeah, so that's the phase at minute is Wreck It Ralph.
Oh,
Um,
very good.
so yeah, I've enjoyed that. I managed to get out for a game of golf
Nice.
since courses have opened back up. I would like to play that twice a week, but with the family life, my wife gives me an hard time about every time that I do come in and say I'm going golfing.
Don't worry, I'm married as well, so I feel you. But I
Yeah,
think it's funny though, isn't it? Because golf is funny. It's a funny one because it's not super straining on the body, but it's so mentally tough. Like it's a bit
yeah,
of a nightmare to play, and also it takes so long to play
yeah.
9 or 18 holes. That's the issue. So it's time consuming. That's the problem with
That's
it.
it. Yeah, my wife knows it roughly takes me 4 hours to do full 18. But when I go with lads, I like to just go into obviously clubhouses are open now. Just go into a clubhouse and have a sit down, have a chat, have a coffee and that, and maybe something to eat. So she says, "You've just been with him for 4 hours playing golf. Why do you need to spend time with him after?" So we have a chat and that. She says, "You tell me you don't talk for 4 hours." I says, "Well, we do, but it's not always chatty because I might hit my ball down left at fairway. My mate might hit it down thingy. Someone else might be down middle. So you're going in separate ways. You're crossing over. You're talking about golf, not about stuff outside of golf." So I do like to usually hang about a bit after playing golf. So
That's
she's
so
like, "I know it takes you 4 hours. Why can't you just be back then?"
that's so funny, you know that because I think my wife says the same thing to me because she always asks me, like I'll go and play. So I play a bit of tennis for my
Yeah,
local club as well, and I'll play, and she'll say, "Okay, what time are you going to finish?" And I'll say, "Oh, it's an hour and a half slot, so I'll be back around. I'll finish at 7, so maybe like 10 past 7." And then I'll come back and it might be like 7:30, and she'll be like, "You always say you're going to be back at like 10 past 7, but you're always later." And it's because I'm sorry, it's because my mate was talking to me, and we had a chat after, and just
yeah,
she's like, "But you're playing with like an hour and a half exactly like you." So it's so funny. It's fine.
yeah,
So I've realized I need to I need to be a bit more clever with my estimations for timings and maybe give myself a
Yeah.
cushion.
Over egg it all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Over egg it, then you'll be all right.
Exactly. I need to overestimate the timings so I can. I've got a bit of a cushion. But yeah, um, in terms of the boxing, so I don't know if you did. You watch the Andre Williams fight yesterday?
I didn't get to see it. No, I'm hoping to catch up with it maybe today or tomorrow. But yeah, I read the result. And me and my missus. Well, my missus does a bit of betting,
Okay.
and we put 50 quid on Williams to win. He was a slight underdog, but I thought he could have done. I thought he could have beat him, but
Hmm.
obviously Andre seemed to up his game
Yeah.
and do it. So yeah, it's a shame for Liam. I know Liam and used to train with him down in Wales. Um, but yeah, I didn't get to see it, but I'd like to catch up and watch that fight.
Hmm. Yeah. It was that. It was. I mean, he's very, very tough as Liam Williams, and I think he got dropped quite early on, and it looked like Andre might shut out quite quickly, but then Williams came on quite strong, I thought, and made it into a very competitive fight. I thought.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah, I think Andre did outbox him in I think in patches, but overall, I thought Williams actually had some success as well, and I think the commentary was maybe slightly biased towards Andre because he's a DAZN fighter, I guess, as well.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he rightly so won. I think it was a competitive fight though, which was good, and it showed that I think he can mix it there with
Yeah.
Liam Williams. So interesting to see where he goes as well. Um, I'm assuming you didn't watch this because I didn't watch it myself either, but I wanted to get your kind of your your thoughts on it. Jake Paul versus Ben Askren,
Yeah, God.
right? So now the issue is right is normally I wouldn't even bother asking this question because in the past he just fights YouTubers and it doesn't or a basketball player I think it was last time, but he's now fought an MMA fighter who apparently from what I know is not very good, doesn't have very good hands. So I guess that's and he's retired as well and didn't look in the best of shape I would say on the scales as
No.
well to be honest with you. But yeah, I mean, what do you think? I mean, he knocked out in the first round, and it looks like he's someone he's a bit of a character, not everyone's cup of tea, which I can understand exactly why. But the one thing I think a lot of people are saying is he looks like he takes it serious. Well, the actual training seriously and wants to actually make something of himself. What are your thoughts on him?
I personally don't like him at all.
Mm,
Hated the stuff. Same with his brother, with fighting the YouTubers and selling out events and earning millions. Fair enough to him for doing that. But in terms of him coming to boxing and saying, I want to do it, I think he is obviously is loaded, isn't he? So he can take it serious. He can train and do everything properly. But what does me head in about it is calling out everybody. But he's not calling anyone out in his weight category. I think his weight is like a cruiserweight, isn't he? Call out call out Usyk, call out what's his name, Bradis, who's the unified champ at that weight, or obviously they're elite level. Call out if you're going to do something properly. Fight somebody in the cruiserweight. Stop calling out lighter weight. He's that wants to fight Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor. These are welterweights. These are 10.5 stone fighters. You've got 3.5, 4 stone on them. You can't fight like that. He's just a clown. But he's like I've heard Ben Askren just didn't take it serious. Like I say, he didn't look in great shape. They'll probably paid him a small fortune. He's thought it's going to be easy money. That I don't really care what happens. But yeah, his ego is going to shoot through the roof now, saying, "I've beat an MMA fighter. I've beat a professional MMA fighter." It's like, but he's an MMA fighter. He's not a boxer, and it wasn't. From what I'm hearing, is he was a more of a wrestling MMA fighter rather than a stand-up striking MMA fighter. Like when you look at Conor McGregor, his best attribute is his stand-up fighting, which is boxing based. You can see he concentrated a lot on boxing and he favours that part of it. So just hope he don't start thinking he's like world class and that, because he's beat a retired wrestler. So we'll see. It does wind me up, and I don't follow it, just obviously because it's so big and something it like pops onto your timeline and you see it. So yeah, that's my view on that.
No, that's fair. It's funny you said that, you hope he doesn't think he's world class. I think they asked him a question and they said, do you think you're amateur, European, world class, or elite level? And he said, I'm elite level. So he clearly believing his own hype, which is quite funny.
Well, if he thinks that, go and fight someone like Usyk. Let's see how he get on.
It's true. I think Tommy Fury said he'd fight him. And to be fair, like Tommy Fury is very early on in his career, so
yeah, that'd be a good fight. As well. And I hope that fight happens, and I'd like Tommy to get in and chin him, because we all know Tommy can fight, and he is a proper fighter. Well, yeah, I hope that does happen. But it'll do well for Tommy's career. Obviously, everybody will be wanting him to get a job done on him. So we'll see. We'll see whether it can be possible to happen or not.
Yeah, no, I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it just like you, to be fair. And I won't say exactly why I want it to happen, but you can probably imagine why. What do you, I guess going forward then, you said that you're looking forward to July. So fingers crossed you get that and we see you out. Is there anything you want to touch on before we wrap up?
No, not really, mate. No.
Yeah, happy that all the restrictions are starting to ease up.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like my mum's had COVID jab now, so it's good that I can take me. Like, I know they say, I don't know if you're supposed to, but we'll go around and see her at her house because I know she's going to be safe from it. So yeah, and she's because she lives on her own. She, over lockdown, she'd just been right lonely and struggling and that. So yeah, it's been good to go and see my mum and let her see me young'un as well. So she really enjoys spending time with young'un.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah, fingers crossed continues to happen, and yeah, no more setbacks, which would be nice. Weather's pretty good as well, so can't complain.
Oh
it's
yeah,
getting
definitely.
warmer.
Yeah.
It snowed here actually a couple of times last week, which is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Madness.
It's mad, isn't it, now? It was snowing last week. You sat in garden now.
Exactly. Right. Crazy. Yeah, if that's all, mate. If that's all, then thank you very much for joining again. I really appreciate it. It's always a pleasure talking to you, and really happy as well for you. Really, really happy that you are now the new British champion, and hopefully just continue onwards and upwards. And who knows, you might talk again, and might not be the next interview, but might be the one after. And who knows, you might be European champion, might be world champion. Who knows?
Yeah. Keep going up.
Exactly. Yes, mate. That's exactly. Yeah. All the best as well, and hope you and the family as well keep well, and we'll catch up again soon.
Yeah. Thank you, mate. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Pleasure as always, mate.
Cheers, mate. Bye.